Well, how many times have we done it this week?
Twice.
Has it been twice?
It was Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Is that this
Sunday
week?
Morning? Yeah.
And then yesterday.
Yeah, if you count Sunday to Sunday. Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel as always.
Yeah. As always, what?
As always, I'm Sum.
And I'm Cody, and this is Cody Sum, and we are the duo who does more than each other. Are we redoing that?
No. I just wanted to turn it down a little bit. So today we're going to discuss...
What are we talking about today?
Today...
Wait.
What? Is there food on my teeth again?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. God. Do you know where the toothbrush is?
Where is it?
Other side.
I didn't brush my teeth while we're filming this. I just ate.
Okay.
That got
You like to eat before, like, we're about to do something important, like sex or like recording videos or taking pictures, and then you smile, and it's just food.
I need energy to do all this stuff. I don't know how people like go do shoots and things and they don't eat all day. Yeah, I can't do that. I need my sustenance.
Yeah.
So that's my life. And another part of my life is being intimate with you. And so today we're going to talk about how many times a week do we need to do it? So how many times a week do we need it as a couple?
Well, I feel like you need it more than I need it.
Maybe. I think it depends on the week, but I think in general, when I talk to friends about this, you know, you get like an average of like how often people think they need to have intimacy with their partner during a week. But then it also varies between straight and gay couples and what you will read online.
Honestly, when I talk to friends and stuff about it, even a bad week for us is usually better than like a good week for a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, and something else I've learned over the years, anytime I've had a friend going through relationship trouble, like sex is always the first thing to go. They're like, oh yeah, we've been not on the same page. Yeah, we haven't had sex in a couple weeks. Like it just seems that always goes hand in hand. Yeah. And I'm not saying that it fixes everything, but I think that it's a very big, important piece of a partnership, of feeling connected, feeling close, is that physical intimacy. Mm-hmm. And if that goes away, to me, it just feels like you're living with a roommate. Yeah, I agree. That goes away. So
I think our biggest problem with it is we do want it a lot, but we are so busy right now that we literally have to schedule it most of the time. Yeah. If it's a normal week and we're doing our normal routine and we have the normal amount of time that we usually have, a normal week is we do it like every other day. Yeah. You know,
I think every other day feels like every other day feels good to me. Yeah. You know, I've noticed it's just when we start to go like once a week, that's when things start to feel a little like, like something's off. Like either we're stressed or maybe we're fighting about something, but like we definitely start to feel a little more disconnected when it gets below 2 times a week.
I definitely get really moody. Yeah. But the only times that it's like 1 or twice a week are you either have like studio shoots or, you know, we had a big like event filled weekend partying and we're tired or, you know, our schedules aren't lining up or we just have a lot going on. You know, it's never 1 or 2 times a week because by choice, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not because we're not having sex because we're like, don't want to. It's just not fitting. Unfortunately, it's not, in that week, it's not fitting into life, which sucks.
Yeah. I think we could both say that 2 to 3 times a week is like, that's what we need.
That's the sweet spot.
That's like the sweet spot to feel like nothing's off or feeling disconnected or feeling like left out or feeling like we're lacking some intimacy in our relationship. So if we get to that 4 or 5 in a week, great. Like extra. If we get down to that 1 to 2, I feel like we start to get a little more snappy with each other. Yeah. And maybe that's more so me, but like, you know, I think it does go both ways because there's definitely been times where like
I get moody.
Yeah, you get moody. There's for sure. Know, especially if I have been on a shoot for a few days or been gone, you know, and
it's like moodiness 70-30. when it comes to that.
I think after the honeymoon phase where it's like all the time, that's where it took us a couple years to like communicate what we need and how much we need it and how we need it, and communicate it in a way where like it feels like you're coming on to your partner, not nagging at them.
Yeah.
I think that's something I had to work through. I looked up online, you know, the average gay couple that has sex 2 times a week was about 25%. And then there was like 20% of couples that have it three or more times a week, and 20% that have it like less than once a week. So we're definitely like, we're on the average, above average, but statistics aside, like I would never want that to be the deciding factor of like how much we have. Like it has to be based off of you and your needs.
Yeah.
You know, there are people that we know some guys that like, I have to get off 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're getting off 3 times a day with their partner, but
I mean, that sort of needs a little radical though. Like, you know, you can't expect that from somebody.
No. Well, and I think some of that's
especially when you're 36 years old.
Some of that's probably like, it doesn't always have to be penetration.
Yeah.
You know, when I say intimacy too, like it can be any sort of,
you know me, I hate foreplay.
I know you hate foreplay, but like foreplay or any of that, like it all can be part of that.
I'm enjoying foreplay more and more.
Yeah. No, you are. I mean, ultimately, like the ultimate form of intimacy is penetration for me. So, but I'll settle for the rest if it's like that's all we can do. Not settle, but
here's a question. Now, weeks where you have studio shoots, you know, and I'm not involved, does that take away your need from wanting sex from me that week? Are you feeling like satisfied, or do you feel like you want sex more from me after a studio shoot, or what's your mindset there?
So there's definitely been times where I've come home from a shoot and like I've been on set for like 5-6 hours, you know, doing that, and I come home and I start cuddling with you and I'm instantly like ready to go because I still crave you just as much. Like even if I'm doing that a few times a week, I mean, that's the most I've shot is like a studio shot me 2 times in a week, and I'm still ready to go as soon as I get home. I mean, I might be a little more out of it, not as fresh, but like I still crave you and want you just as much, because while that's fun and I'm happy with my career choice, it's not the same. It's not intimacy. It's not the same as what I get from you.
Would honestly,
and I would never not crave that.
Yeah. I would honestly say I get less sex from you right before a shoot, because you're trying to like save your energy, save, you know, the happy ending and that sort of thing.
The only thing I've said no to is like the night before. I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah. I'm saying you're more prone to not give it to me the day before.
No,
than the
but
day
not,
after.
no, well, okay.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No. I know. I'm saying my rebuttal to that, or my counter to that, is like, I would say I'm all for doing everything. I just don't want to get off.
Yeah. But
that's all I was saying.
But I like when I have sex with you and I know it's like, you're not going to get off. It's not as fun.
Yeah. But I do think I just like a couple weeks ago, I was, you know what? Screw it. Moving forward. Now that I've been working with these studios for a while, I don't care. I know I can perform even if we do that. So I did say like 2 weeks ago or like a week ago.
But I think you're taking that statement as a criticism.
No,
it's not a criticism.
I'm
it's just me saying,
it's
me saying it's more likely to not get sex the day before a shoot than the day after a shoot.
I know. I'm just talking through it with you. That was something that I feel like I remember saying to you like a week ago. I was like, you know what, screw it. If I have a shoot, like we're still gonna have our intimacy, even if it's the night before. Like it doesn't matter. Like so. But I know that I was doing that for a little while. It was like, you know, I don't want to get off the night before.
I didn't.
But I don't think it's a criticism.
I didn't hold anything against you ever about that either. You know, I'm good with whatever's going on. Since you've been doing studio porn, your sex drive is a lot less than it used to be. But that's like a positive thing, because your sex drive was always a little bit higher than mine anyway. And now I feel like we're very balanced.
Yeah. I do feel like it's been more, I do feel like now lately it's been a little more like 50-50 of like me needing it and you needing it, to where like there's days where you're like, hey, you haven't given it to me in a few days. And
like
there's
last
days,
night.
Yeah, there's days where I'm like, you haven't given it to me in a few days, and it's not one-sided. Because that's also another thing. Like, if it starts to feel one-sided, like even if you were not saying no, it would affect me as well if it felt one-sided.
Yeah.
Like if it felt like I was always doing the initiating.
I think what was going on with me during that phase of our relationship is I grew really numb to sex because of OnlyFans, and it just was in my head a lot about it. And, you know, I never said no to you, but I never was like searching for it because I just was so just like numb to sex, honestly. Yeah. And until recently, the last few months, I've like found my sexual awakening again. Yeah. And I'm loving OnlyFans again. And it's just, yeah, like I don't know I'm taking better care of myself, and that might be part of it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm like have more energy, and, you know, I feel more productive, and I feel like that all plays kind of a role in your sexual health too. Yeah. And, you know, I honestly haven't been more like I'm good. Like if I could be like I am right now with my sex drive and how I'm feeling about it, like that'd be great. Cause this is probably the most comfortable and the best that I felt sexually in a while.
That's awesome.
But another question is...
Wait, before you ask that, I wanted to say, I wasn't trying to say that you did that at a certain time, I was just saying that can happen sometimes in a relationship, but it has happened to us before. But you've had times where you've said that to me, that you're like, oh, I've been doing all the initiating lately. So like my point was that like when that starts to happen in any relationship, I think if it starts to feel one-sided, like that starts to suck too. Yeah. Because you want it to feel like you're both equally initiating. But you saying that
it's hard to talk to our friends about that sort of stuff too, because they're like, well, you do OnlyFans. So like they don't really understand the dynamic. And it's really hard because there's not a lot of couples who do OnlyFans and porn together. So not a lot of couples really understand the dynamic of, you know, performative sex and intimate sex and the correlation in a relationship. So, you know, there are times where sometimes I don't even know if I understand it. But
and I think it's hard to explain it without you don't want it to sound negative. Like I don't want, and I think this is why you understand what I'm saying with the studios. I'm not saying the studio is negative because it is positive. It's hot, you know, sex is fun, but like it's not the same as intimacy with your partner. Yeah. And I crave intimacy, the physical touch, the intimacy part of it. So that's still, that doesn't go away just because I did that.
I think a big thing we learned about me too is that I'm most sexual in the morning, and as the day goes, like the window closes.
I think a lot of people are like that though. Just you know, you wake up and you got that fresh, like testosterone flowing through your system. Like your testosterone's always the highest in the morning. That's why they always tell you to get your tests done in the morning. But
we're just so busy too. Like
everyone's worn out throughout the day. Yeah.
Like I drove back and forth from San Diego today. I went to the gym. I came home. I haven't even eaten dinner yet. Like we're doing this. Yeah. And it's just like so much going on that when you do get a second to breathe, you don't want to do more physical activity. But another question.
Yeah, you're going to ask me a question.
You know, because I asked you about the studio stuff, and if that kind of takes away you needing it from me in a week, what if we've collabed in the week, but together? So it's still a sexual experience, but it's both of us. You know, does that like count as qualifying intimacy with me? Or, you know, do you still look at that moment as performative sex?
I look at it as both, you know, it's intimacy. And that's why I said a little bit ago, you know, even if you and I film something the next day, I'm still ready to go. On a week where we get to be intimate 3 times, none of it on camera is of course better than 3 times in a week. 2 of them were on camera. 1 of them wasn't, you know? So, but you know, what about you though?
I mean, honestly, you know, people are like, when are you doing studio porn? Are you doing studio porn? And I feel like one of the main reasons that I haven't yet is I'm afraid it will take away from me having enough energy to like have our time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that because I would have thought you would think that you know, I go do 2 shoots in a week that I'm worn out, but there's still plenty of times where I've done a shoot or 2 during the week, and we still have our average of 2 to 3 of us during the week. Yeah. And
maybe, you know, I just don't know if I would be as resilient in that area.
I would say on average 2 to 3 times a week is a great goal, but it just has to be communicated between you and your partner, because you might be with someone who wants it once a month and you might be someone who wants it every day, and both can be okay. I think it's all about communication. You and I have had to have so many conversations and arguments and disagreements about that specifically, about like needing that or needing it more. And
we haven't had to have one in a while though.
No, but like I think after the honeymoon phase was over, that was something that was a key thing for our relationship that we were navigating through, is how much intimacy is enough intimacy and wanting it differently. But
always talk to your partner about it, because, you know, a lot of the times, like the moments when you felt like you were initiating more than me, it had nothing to do with us or you. It was moments where I didn't feel sexy, or there, you know, it was all like internalizing something about myself, and it wasn't making me feel sexy. And you could have made me feel like the sexiest person alive, but that didn't matter because I was seeing myself in a certain light. And until I fixed that myself, I wasn't able to give you exactly what you needed. And funny story, when we had COVID before the vaccine, he had it for like a couple of days and I got really, really sick for like 2 weeks. Okay. So we weren't able to have sex, and he eventually was just like, I need to have sex. And we ended up having sex. And at the end, I was so out of breath. I was like huffing and puffing on the floor for like, God knows how long.
Well, you got off. Got off.
Yeah, but it was crazy.
You worked too hard.
It was crazy how hard it was to breathe.
And I shouldn't have had you top. That's the problem. I shouldn't have had you top.
I know. I was not. It was that. I still can't believe how like I thought I was never gonna breathe right again.
That's what I forgot about that. Live your life. Go have sex as much as you want to have sex. Like if you want to be monogamous, be monogamous. If you want to be not trashy, but if you want to go have sketchy sex in an alley,
don't do that.
You know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like do whatever you want. Get your rocks off. Just, you know, be safe. Be safe.
Yeah.
Get tested.